Hey guys, it's Jerome Jr. and in this week's video I'm reviewing Polk Audio PSW108 power subwoofer. This one is replacing the outgoing model, well it already replaced the outgoing model PSW10. So here it is. Move this out the way. So that's the sub. This is basically just a revised version of the PSW10. For example, if you look, everything is basically the same. It still comes in a nice black with this grill, same exact type of build. The only thing that's changed is if I take this grill off, let me do that. The front side is black instead of that ugly chrome, which is awesome. Another thing that differs from the outgoing model is the port. If you guys watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of videos about the PSW10 or read a bunch of stuff about how they had port noise issues. They fixed it with this. It's no port noise issue, even if you push the sub really hard, which is great. The power handling and everything is the same. This is 100 watts max, 50 watts RMS, which definitely doesn't sound like a lot, but it definitely does hold its own, which I was surprised. But you do have to give this sub some time to break in. Basically just playing lower notes for a while. Took about a week or two before it starts sounding really good, because the first week I had it, I honestly was going to return it. I wasn't happy. My room is not huge, but it's a medium-sized room, and it just didn't produce any type of low I thought was adequate. Even though it does sound nice, but it just didn't get loud. It still is not the loudest thing out there, but it's definitely more pronounced, and it sounds really good now that it's been playing for about a month. You can actually even work it a lot harder, and it seems like it's doing it a lot easier. So let me go ahead and turn this around and show you guys the ports on the back, or the inputs. Basically the same somewhat as the PSW10. But let me go ahead and do that. Alright guys, this is the back side of the sub. Now I'm going to start from the top and work my way to the bottom of what you see there. So the first thing right here is the volume. That's basically gain. Don't think of it as a value knob, because you will blow the sub. The next one over to it is the low pass filter. You definitely don't need to use that if you have a receiver that have a dedicated sub out input. Or output, because it's already being filtered on the way to the sub. So if you do have that option like I do, you're gonna want to turn your low pass filter all the way to the furthest to the right, like I have mine's, and then you would just plug your dedicated sub output from your receiver into one of these line in, either the left or the right. You definitely don't need to use a 2-to-1 coaxial connection if you're using a dedicated subwoofer out. If not, then yes, you definitely will need to. This subwoofer is pretty cool for the price range, because it does have an auto on function, which means if it's not a note within the range the sub operates, it turns off. Once it senses a sound within that range, it powers up immediately, and it actually comes on seamlessly. It's no delay. Right now, if I go play a song, it'll immediately come on. You won't hear it skip a beat. It's really good. It does have the phase right there. You can switch between 0 to 180. For me, right now, my setup 180 is working perfect. And then right here, you might be wondering what this is. This is speaker level inputs, basically, and outputs. Basically, this is for people that have like desktop setups, or actually have like a speaker setup or receiver that don't have a dedicated subwoofer out, and you still want a subwoofer. This sub is cool because you can still run it, because you'll just feed your left and right inputs from your receiver or from whatever the amplifier for your speakers is. Feed it in here, it will automatically filter it out to lows for the sub to be able to, go ahead and power. So that's cool. So it does give you a lot of flexibility on which way you want to use this thing. But yeah, that's straightforward. Let me go ahead and play a couple songs or beats for you guys can kind of get to see it and hear it. I will say this, obviously I know that you won't be able to really hear exactly, because my mic is really good, but it's not, you know, the best. But you'll be able to get an interpretation and you can decide on your own. Guys, well, I think I played enough variation on beats that have lows for you can kind of get an idea of how the sub sounds. It sounds filling in the gaps of where you know your main or bookshelf speakers fall short on. It does a pretty good job at that. Even at the power rating that it's at, it definitely pushes the sub really well. The built-in amp that it has. Now, port noise is really minimum unless you really start pushing it really hard. But at that point, it might not even be the port noise. It may actually be you bottling out the sub. The sub sounds really good, low, in medium, and high levels. Don't expect like floor shaking, window rattling, house shaking types of level of bass from this sub. It just doesn't have the power handling. The sub is just not at all designed to probably even do that, even if it had more power. Overall though, for what it's priced at, normally it's like $199. I wouldn't take it for $199. Wait for it to go on sale. Definitely an on sale price at $129 that Best Buy usually have it at, or $99. Then yeah, definitely it's a bang for your buck. I'm only keeping it just because of that reason, because honestly I want a little bit more but for what you can get this for, hey, it works. Overall, this is a solid sub, guys. I would recommend it over the PSW10 if you wanted to go cheap and go on Amazon and get that one, because PSW10 have port noise issues. And I mean, you can kind of look it up for yourself. But that basically sums up this review, guys. If you have any questions or anything like that, definitely throw it down in the bottom. Make sure you hit like. If you watched the whole video, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it, right? And subscribe for more content. Let me know that. Let me go ahead and get more tech and do more reviews. Well, that's the end of it. You guys take care.